The objective of this Press 8 trim and cool job is to trim flash from the Orca tank and position the tank for cooling. The equipment used includes a molding machine, a conveyor with a tank, a conveyor for flash, racks, a work table with scale, a blue tote with rings. The tools used include a hot knife, a ratchet tool. The materials used include Orca tanks, PFA rings. The personal protective equipment included safety glasses, gloves, sleeves, an apron, hearing protection, floor mats. The work environment is an inside work environment with heat and no air conditioning. It can be very hot in the summer, between 80 and 100 degrees Fahrenheit at the press. The worker observed was 5 feet 7 inches tall. The work methods for the observed Press 8 trim and cool job include getting the hot knife, pulling/sliding the tank into position on the work table, using the hot knife to remove flash from both sides of the tank, positioning the knife in the heater, lifting, carrying, and positioning the tank on the scale to weigh the tank, getting the flash, walking to the conveyor and positioning the flash on the conveyor, moving the tank to the work table, getting the barcode sticker and placing it on the tank, getting the PFA ring and hand spinning the ring down onto the tank flange, getting the ratchet tool to secure the PFA ring, lifting and carrying the tank, positioning the tank on the cooling racks, removing the PFA ring, positioning the cooled tank on the conveyor. There were several ergonomic risk factors observed for the Press 8 trim and cool position. Repeated and sustained exertions were rated as a medium pace. Hands were in rapid, steady motion and exertion to remove flash and spin the ring down with pauses between tanks, and while walking without the tank or flash in the hands. Sustained exertions were observed and included continuous standing, continuous neck flexion or forward bending to view work. Forceful exertions were required to use the hot knife to remove flash, to lift, carry, and position tanks, which weigh between 10 and 14 pounds, and to torque the PFA ring. Awkward postures were observed and include torso flexion and twisting, neck flexion, wrist flexion, and extended arm to trim flash, extended arms to position flash on the conveyor, elevated arms to hand spin rings and to torque rings using the ratchet tool, torso lateral bending and extended reach to get barcode stickers, torso flexion and extended arms to get and position tanks on the lower shelf of the cooling rack, elevated arms to position and get tanks on the top level of the rack and to get the hot knife. The mechanical or localized contact stress observed was contact stress between the fingers, hand, and forearm and edges of the parts and tools. Additionally, contact stress between the torso and edges of the workbenches was observed. The recommendations for the Press 8 trim and cool job include: investigate a carousel for tanks that, while they are cooling, can be loaded near waist height to decrease awkward postures. Investigate using an adjustable height cart with a scale to decrease forceful exertions. The cart could also be used to hold the part when positioning the PFA ring to decrease awkward postures. Consider positioning the printer at the same level of the tank to decrease posture stress. Consider lowering the position of the hot knives to decrease awkward postures. Investigate alternate positions for the conveyor taking the flash away to decrease awkward postures.